So we've been looking at the effects of the First World War, haven't we? And we've been looking at the peace conference that took place after the war had finished and the terms set by the treaty. And the treaty that we've been looking at is called the Treaty of This treaty was called the Treaty of Go on, keep it going, or we'll start again. Go on, R. Keep going. S. A. I. L. Go on, L. E. S. That's right. It's called the Treaty of Versailles. Now, how would you describe this treaty? Just a quick recap. How would you describe this treaty? H-A-R-S-H. That's right, it was a harsh treaty. So another word for harsh would be T-O-U-G-H. That's right, it was tough. Now this treaty was set by the three victorious allies, the British, the French and the Americans. And the terms of the treaty could be divided into 5 key areas. There was guilt for the war, the armed forces. Can you name another one? There was guilt for the war, the armed forces, L, E, A, G, U, E, keep going, league, keep going, O, F, N, A, finish the word, go on, T, finish the word, I, O, N, S. That's right, League of Nations, German territories and reparations. And we talked about these last time, didn't we? We talked about all the different areas and what the German people had to abide by. So today we're going to look at the reactions to the treaties. So the reactions by the Germans and then even by British, French and American people. Now the German people and their government, who's led by Friedrich EBERT, that's E-B-E-R-T, were horrified by the terms of the Treaty of Versailles. And the government even considered going back to war. However, eventually they signed the treaty in June 1919. So the German government was led by a man called Friedrich E-B-E-R-T. That's right, Friedrich EBERT. And we know that they were horrified by the Treaty of Versailles. But what did they consider doing? G-O, keep it going, I-N-G-B-A-C-K-T, finish, O, W A R. That's right, they were that horrified they considered going back to war. But eventually they did sign the treaty, and this was in 1919. That's right, they signed it in 1919. Now, there was a real feeling of injustice in Germany. The Germans didn't feel that they had caused the war, yet they were forced to sign the war guilt clause. And they also did not feel that they had lost the war. So how did the Germans feel about the war? T H A T T. Keep going, go on. T H E Y, that they didn't. S T A R T, that they didn't start. Come on, finish it off. Doing brilliantly. So that they didn't start I T. Oh, and that's right, that they didn't start it, and also that they hadn't lost it. Now, many of the German people did not know that they had actually surrendered, but they thought they had simply stopped fighting to make peace, and now they were being treated as the defeated enemy. So it was in 1919, many Germans didn't know that they had surrendered, but they just thought they'd stopped fighting to do what? T-O, to M-A-K-E, to make, P-E-A-C-E. That's right. They thought they'd stopped fighting to make peace. Now, we know that they were not invited to any of the peace negotiations, don't we? And the German government had therefore got no influence over the terms of the treaty. And that meant that they had to accept the decisions of the victorious powers without any questions. So the Germans, they weren't invited to any of what? Any of the P-E-A-C-E, peace, N-E. Go on, finish the word off or we'll start it again. N-E-G-O-T-I-O-N-S. That's right, they weren't invited to any of the peace negotiations. And how do you think they felt about this? How do you think they might have felt about this? T-H, go on, T-H-A-T, that, I-T, that it, W-A, come on, keep going, keep going, S, that it was, what do you want about it? U-N-F-I-E, want the R? Go for the R. Finish it off. Come on. Go for the R. That's right. They thought that it was unfair. And they thought that they should have been involved in the peace negotiations. So what was this war guilt clause that they had to sign? Well, it was a clause that they had not only had to accept the blame for starting the war, but also that they had to pay for the damage caused. And can you remember what the term was when they had to pay for the damage caused? The term that they use is, when you're ready, REPARATIONS. Reparations, that's right. Now, the German people, they hated this. Their country was already bankrupt, it was in ruins, and many people were starving. So why was it that the Germans hated the fact that they had to accept the blame and they had to pay for the damage caused? T H E T H E. Keep going. The, come on, keep going. Oh, they. W E R E, they were. B A N K. Finish that word. R U P T. They were bankrupt. Anything else? That's right, the country was bankrupt after the war. Another one? P E O P P O P L E, people. W E R E were S T A R B I N G. That's right, there were many people that were starving and the country was in ruins. Now, we also talked about the armed forces, didn't we? Now, the Germans, they resented losing so much of their army, their navy and their air force, and this was a real loss of pride and became a point of resentment. So, how did the Germans feel losing so much of their army, their navy and their air force? How did the Germans feel losing so much of their army? R E S E R E S E N T F U L. resentful, resentful, A, and go on, go for it. A, and go on, go for that. And L, O, S, S, O, F, P, R, I, G, E. Yeah, they did. They felt very resentful and had a big loss of pride due to losing so much of their army and their navy and their air force. Now, although disarmament was one of Wilson's 14 points, the victorious Allies did not reduce their armed forces in the same way. And this meant that German anger grew throughout the 1920s because no other country had disarmed. However, Hitler was able to use this to his advantage in the 1930s. So the Germans, they grew very angry about this disarmament. But what was the main reason that they grew angry about this? N, O, O, T, H, E, R, no other, keep going, oh, no other, C, O, U, N, T, R, I, E, S. No other countries. D, I, S, A, R, M, E, D. That's right, no other countries disarmed, did they? So the Germans were very angry about this. But who was able to use this to his advantage in the 1930s? The person that used this to his advantage in the 1930s was... who was it? H, I, T, L, E, R. It was Hitler, and we'll find out about that later on in the book. So moving on to the German territories. The loss of German territory also involved a big loss of pride for most Germans. It meant that some Germans would now be living under foreign rulers. And an important industrial area called the Saar was taken over by France. So the loss of this German territory meant that some Germans would be living under whose rule? O, T, H, E, finish the word, R, other, C, O, keep going, go on, you can do it, C, O, other, right, we'll start that word again, go on, just do this one, then you can go to the toilet, C, O, U, N, T, R, I, E, S. Oh, yeah, they would. They were living under other countries' rule. Go on then, you go to the toilet.